Today I'm with a special guest, somebody that's very important to this community. Would you please introduce yourself?
Kathy Edwards.
And what is it that you did? Like, what was your journey? Like, what is it that you do? First of all, what did you start?
I started my first rest home in 1999. I got my healthcare aid when I was 38. And my fourth resident that I got in was somebody sleeping on the streets. He's still with me today. It just escalated after that, looking after people with mental health and addictions and homelessness. Then 5 years later, in 2004, I bought the Leamington Lodge. And I went from 29 beds to 44 within 8 months. And it just kept escalating. I ended up with 55 beds there. And then in 2008, I bought Essex Manor. But Essex Manor was a little bit different. I just had seniors there. I had 3 levels of care. The lodge, I had my worst cases. I was there all the time.
And what was the levels of care? What were they? Like mental health? What was it? Mental health addictions?
Mental health addictions. We had some people that came to us that was sick and ended up passing away with cancer. A lot of times we looked after them until they passed away. So we looked after all sorts of people. And these are the lower class, like financially they couldn't afford any other places. So then we were with Housing with Support. Housing with Support, giving them a roof over their head, 3 meals a day, 2 snacks a day. I would take them to, because you got to understand, when you're looking after that type of clientele, 90% of them don't have families. So we had to do all the doctor's appointments. I would drive them there. If they had shopping to do, I'd do that. If they need things picked up, I would do that.
Distribution of medication?
Yes, we did the medications. We did everything. We are under a 5-tier. It's almost like they wanted us to be like nursing home, which we weren't. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of emotional, mental health, working with people that struggle.
Now, it also took you to get funding. Where did the funding originally come from?
It's through the County of Essex, but through the provincial. What happens is that the provincial sends down 80% of what is spent, and the municipalities altogether have to pay the rest. So they would get that much funding.
So, for example, on like the lodge, what was your monthly funding for that?
It's anywhere from $42,000 to $45,000 a month, because I had 55 people there.
And you also had to employ staff, right? Because it was 24-hour care.
Oh yes, that's a lot of people to look after. So I had 2 on each shift, I should say. And then I had a cook, a secretary, and then I was there all the time. But the payroll was quite huge. 60% of the payrolls to these homes are revenue.
Now, with that being said, not only were you helping the people with the support needed, you were also employing people in the community.
Yes.
So how long did you have support for?
I had from the county. I started in 2000 all the way up to 20. So 20 years I had the support.
But if I'm not mistaken, something happened in 2016.
Yeah, I got a letter from the Information Freedom Act. Somebody wanted to find out what anything I did wrong. I got Laura Joy, she's a criminal lawyer, got her involved with it, and there was nothing there. I had no violations. To this day, I have no violations.
Ball rolling. Who was the first person out there to start, trying to give you a hard time about helping your community?
Well, Patterson tried to pull a lot of stuff before he wasn't mayor anymore. I actually got a letter from the OPP in April of 18. Officer from Chatham came in with a letter, and an officer from Leamington, because they would have to have someone from Leamington. They came in and gave me a letter saying that they could confiscate my building because I look after people with addictions and criminal records, which is discriminatory. I had a consultant, and he told the police they need to get rid of that letter because it's going to get them in trouble. And
you still have that letter?
Yep. Oh, I keep everything.